Hey, what's up guys? Adam here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you my top 5 goals for 2021 and break down exactly how I plan to achieve them. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Now, granted guys, I am incredibly late in actually putting out this video. I probably should have actually had this video ready to upload at the end of 2020, or at the very least at the start of 2021 in January. But because I had other videos already scheduled in place and I was still trying to finalize exactly what goals I actually wanted to put within this video and what goals I wanted to create for myself for 2021, it means that you're probably now going to be seeing this video at the start of February. So apologies for that, but hey, we continue and we move. So speaking of 2021, January tends to be the time where people go out and set New Year's resolutions. Now, I personally do not set any New Year's resolutions. I used to when I was a lot younger. I'd normally say things like, I'm going to try and go to the gym more often for the year, or I'm going to try and eat healthier, or try and eat less chocolate. And I never ended up sticking to any of these New Year's resolutions. In fact, I came across a very interesting statistic from UAB Medicine, and it said that only 8% of people actually follow through with their New Year's resolutions, which is quite poor, to be honest. So therefore, I actually prefer to set smart goals that I know I can achieve and track day by day and month by month, so I can definitely see how I'm going to make the progress to achieve that goal, and make sure when it comes to the end of the year, I can say what I've done throughout that year to push myself closer to achieving that goal, to make sure I nail it. So therefore, I really don't think there's any purpose or any point of setting a New Year's resolution unless you're actually going to track your performance of how you plan to achieve that New Year's resolution, or in my case, that particular SMART goal. So speaking of SMART goals, what I'm actually going to do in this video, I'm going to put on either side of the video, I'm going to put the SMART acronym. Now, SMART in terms of goal setting stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So I'm going to put that on the side. What we're going to do for each goal, I'm going to work through each of those particular points of the acronym to say how my specific goal is going to be tailored towards being a SMART goal and how I'm going to achieve it. So with that being said, let's go into my first goal for 2021. So goal number 1 for me is to save £5,000 towards my property investment joint venture. Now, as I said before in previous videos, I'm actually using Trading 212 as a short-term stocks portfolio to build the capital as well as accumulate some interest over the couple of years that I'm going to be holding the portfolio for. Now, shameless plug here, I'm actually using, as I said before, Trading 212, and I have a referral link in the description down below. And if you actually sign up using that link, you'll receive a free share, and I'll also receive a free share. So it's a win-win situation. If you already have a Trading 212 account, be sure to share it with a friend or family member, as they will also receive a free share, and also link them back to the channel as well so they can find out more about financial freedom and investing. Now, to add some further context to this particular goal, my actual finalized target amount for my share within the joint property investment venture is £15,000. Now, I already have some funds within the particular portfolio that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm not going to reveal too much about that portfolio because I'm going to save that for my Trading 212 showcasing video. So be sure to stay subscribed for that. I'm going to give you a breakdown of exactly what is in my portfolio and the reasons I've chosen those particular stocks and ETFs. So linking this goal back then to the SMART acronym, how is this goal actually specific? Well, it's specific in 2 ways, because number 1, I've actually put a numerical value on there. So of course I want to save £5,000 by the end of the year. And second, it has a specific purpose for those particular funds. Of course, when I put those funds towards a property investment venture, so I'm not just saving up £5,000 for the sake of it. So how then is this goal measurable? Well, let's move over to my PC behind me and take a look at the spreadsheet that I've created for this specific goal. Okay then, so here we are in Microsoft Excel, and this is pretty much where I'm doing the vast majority of my budget tracking, but I'm also using Excel to track these smaller goals as well, as it's a really great tool to use. So as you can see, it is a very straightforward spreadsheet. I do believe in keeping it simple, that way we can stay motivated and stay committed to sticking with these goals. So first and foremost, let's take a look on the left hand side. As you can see, I have a very straightforward table here. On the left hand side, you have each month of the year, and then on the right hand side column, we have the amount that we want to contribute. And at the bottom of the table, we also have the grand total as well, where we can see all of the amount that we've contributed throughout the year. And then on the right hand side of the spreadsheet, we have the target amount, which in my case is going to be £5,000. And we also have the amount left as well. So as we start to contribute on the table on the left hand side, this amount should start to decrease. And then we also have here an additional amount. So anything that I contribute over the £5,000 target amount will showcase down here. So if I actually contributed £6,000 in the year, we will see an additional contribution amount down here as being £1,000. Okay then, so let's put in some test data to see how this is going to work. So let's say in the month of January, I decide to put in £500. And then let's say in February, I decide to put in £400. Let's say in the month of March, I put in £200. And then for whatever reason, let's say in April, I somehow hit the jackpot and decide to put in £6,000 for that month. Let's see what the right-hand side amounts will start to look like. So if you go ahead and finalize that, as you can see, our target amount, of course, is still £5,000, but of course, we've actually contributed more than that over the year. So this has now gone down to zero. There's no more that we need to contribute to reach to that target. But as you can see, in the additional amount, now we've actually contributed an additional £2,100 over our target amount of £5,000. And as you can see, our finalized grand total of what we've contributed so far would be £7,100. And that's pretty much how this actually works for my property investment capital builder. It's very straightforward and will pretty much do the job for this year. So for those Excel nerds and want to know exactly how I've actually set this up, I'm actually only using 3 functions within this spreadsheet. So the first of which can be found within my amount left over column. So if I go ahead and click on this cell, as you can see, I've actually got, all it's basically doing is just taking the grand total down from the table away from our target amount. So effectively saying 5,000 minus 7,100. Now, of course, that is going to give us a negative value. And I don't really want to see the negative value within there. It doesn't really make much sense because, of course, I've already met the target at £5,000 at that point. So what I basically do is use the max function to basically zero out anything that is a negative number. So if it sees a negative number, it's essentially just going to say, oh, it's just zero and leave it at that. So if I go ahead and click away from this, as you can see, because that will technically be a negative number, it will just showcase as a blank cell or a zero. So the second 2 functions are actually down in my additional amount cell down here. So if I go ahead and double click on that, once again, I'm using the max function pretty much for the same purpose, so we don't end up with any negative numbers. But I'm also using this sum if function as well, which is basically saying that only if that the sum is greater than 5,000, then showcase it here. But we don't just want the amount to showcase here. We only want the difference. So we're essentially doing 7,100 minus 5,000, and that will give us the difference that we could see here, which is £2,100. So let's head back to the camera now and see how I'm going to approach the rest of the attributes for this goal. Okay, so you've seen how I'm going to go about measuring and tracking my progress to achieving this goal. So how then is this goal going to be attainable? So the way to figure out whether this goal is going to be attainable is to refer to my budget plan. Now, of course, within my budget plan, I'm going to have all of my incomes in there and break it down by my expenses and my savings goals. Now, if I'm able to achieve it with my funds within my budget, then therefore the goal is going to be achievable. Now, how then is it going to be realistic? Well, again, I can refer to my budget and say, is this going to be a realistic goal for me to set for the end of the year based on my financial plans and based on my budget for the projected year? And once again, if all goes okay with my budget for this year, as well as my income streams, then yes, £5,000 by the end of the year will be a realistic goal. And finally, is the goal time bound? Yeah, yes, it is, because as I said before, we're trying to achieve this goal by the end of the year. So that will be the 31st of December, 2021. Okay, so moving on now to my second goal. Now, my second goal is to maximize my contributions towards my lifetime ISA. Now, I've said before in previous videos, I actually do have a lifetime ISA, and that lifetime ISA is with Hargreaves Lansdown. Now, as I said before in my ISAs video, when it comes to the lifetime ISA, you can only contribute up to £4,000 per tax year. So that would mean then my maximum contribution, of course, would be £4,000. Now, I actually set this goal this time last year and was able to achieve it. So you're probably thinking, okay, so if you set the goal last year, then why are you also setting it for 2021? Isn't the aim to create more challenging and interesting goals as you progress through the years? And that is true, but the only difference is that this time around, it's actually going to be a more difficult goal to achieve. So let me explain. So of course, last year in 2020, we all know what happened in March. The world went into complete chaos. And as a result, people lost their job, people had to cut back on their spending, and it just was all over the place. The stock market was down, and there was just a lot of uncertainty about where the world was going as the 2020 progressed and even into 2021. Now, as a result of that happening, a lot of various different sectors were affected, including one of my sectors, which affects one of my income streams. As I said before in my 5 income streams video, I actually work in the security event sector. And of course, large events in the current state of where even we are now in 2021 are still not on the cards, and therefore I'm not receiving any income from that particular job source. Now, I won't disclose the exact amount that I've actually lost from not being able to work at that job, but it's around about £7,000 to £10,000, which is a great deal in the grand scheme of things for my investment journey. So therefore, I've had to make various cutbacks with my budget to accommodate for that loss of income. So therefore, trying to achieve my specific goals for 2021, I've had to take that into consideration because I'm no longer receiving any income from that stream. And hopefully, as I said before, if we go back to normality throughout 2021, that'll be great. But I'm actually setting myself up just in case we don't actually get back into some sort of normality in terms of the event sector later on this year. So me not having that income stream means that achieving my LISA goals like I did last year is going to be a lot more difficult to achieve this year. As I said before, I'm not receiving any income, not receiving any income support from that job or any furlough. There's just absolutely nothing coming from that particular stream at all. Now, granted, it hasn't all been bad news. I've been able to use that time wisely. For example, I've been able to create a lot more content for this channel and decide really what direction I want to take this channel into. I've also been able to invest a lot more time within my web development and videography business as well, which is much needed, especially after this year. And I've been also able to invest just in myself really and do a lot more reading and research on topics that I find really interesting. And whilst I have taken a slight financial hit with that income stream not coming in, I've been able to cash flow some of the other expenses that I would have actually been using had we have been in normal times. So I was able to cut down on things like going out for meals, meeting up with friends and family out and about, as well as I've also been able to cut down my overall fuel bill because I'm not doing as much traveling as I would be in normal circumstances. So bringing this goal back then to the SMART acronym, how is this goal going to be specific? Well, it's going to be specific because you put a quantifiable amount on there, which is going to be £4,000. Once again, then let's jump over to the PC so we can see how this goal is going to be measurable. Okay then, so here we are once again in Excel. Now, as you can see, the layout is very similar to how it was in my property investment capital spreadsheet, just trying to keep everything here consistent and straight to the point. On the left hand side, as you can see, once again, we have the table with all the months of the year in the first column. However, there's a difference here because we're not going from January to December. We're in fact going from April to the following April, essentially, or April to March in this case. And that is because when we're dealing with ISAs, the ISA's allowance reset on the tax year. So that is technically April to April, not January to December. So you're probably thinking then, well, hold on, Adam, aren't these goals for the end of 2021? And you are exactly right. Technically, this goal is going to have to start from April 2021 and finish in April 2022. Now, effectively, I already have a similar spreadsheet to this that's running from April 2020, and that's going to run all the way into April this year, so April 2021. And then from there, I can judge if I was going to meet the actual target, which I have already met the target, to be honest. So it's going to have to run the same again. So it's going to run from April 2021 all the way over into April 2022. So I might have to do a follow-up video when it comes to the following tax year, just to make sure and clarify to you guys that I actually did meet the target. But for now, it's more about trying to make those consistent payments using this budgeting sheet here. Now, also we have this bonus column here. Now, some of you may know what this bonus is for. I actually mentioned it in my types of ISAs video in the UK. I'll actually leave that at the end of this video. I'll also put it down in the description down below so you can check that out. But if you know about the lifetime ISA, it is a government-backed ISA, and one of the perks of the ISA is that it allows you to get 25% government bonus that will basically go onto your contribution amount for that tax year. So if you contributed £100 in the tax year towards your lifetime ISA, you would get a bonus of £25. So it's quite a lot of incentive for a lot of people to get a lifetime ISA. Now, as I've probably mentioned before on this channel, my lifetime ISA is with Hargreaves Lansdown, and the great thing about HL is that they give you the bonus after you make a monthly contribution. So let's say, for example, I was to contribute, so let's say £200 in the month of April. that would be a bonus of £50. And then if, let's say, for example, in the month of May, I actually contributed £400, that would be a bonus of £100. As you can see, like before on the property investment capital spreadsheet, again, we're getting that amount left over. Now, there's no reason to have an additional amount or contribution table down here because, of course, the maximum you can contribute in the tax year is £4,000. There's no point having any additional contributions showing up within this table. So that pretty much sums up how I'm going to track the lifetime ISA. So let's now jump back to the camera and talk about other areas that I'm going to need to consider to achieve this goal. So bringing it back then, how am I going to ensure that this goal is going to be attainable? Well, once again, I'm going to be referring to my budget spreadsheet to make sure I have the necessary funds in there from my income streams in order to make regular contributions to my lifetime ISA. Now, at the time of filming this video, the UK is still currently in a temporary lockdown. I'm pretty sure we're still going to be in that lockdown when this video goes live. But as a result, as I said before, I'm able to cut down on some of my traveling and outgoing expenses, which hopefully I can use that to then cash flow any leftover amounts in my budget that I can roll over then to help support this particular contribution to my lifetime ISA and therefore make the goal a lot more attainable. So then, is this goal going to be realistic for me? Well, that definitely depends on how this year pans out. Hopefully the year remains as stable as it could potentially be given our circumstances. But if all my income streams that are still generating me an income still remain intact, then this is definitely going to be a realistic goal for the end of the year. And of course, once again, is this goal going to be time bound? Well, yes, it is, because I've got till the end of the year to make sure that I actually achieve this goal. So that'll be the 31st of December 2021. So then, moving on now to my third goal. Now, my third goal is to build up a team of at least 10 contacts that are going to be used in preparation for the property investment joint venture. Now, as I said before in goal 1, our target to really get the ball rolling with this property investment business is going to be the 6th of August 2023. Now, we are actually on track to almost smash that goal at the minute, so we can actually get the ball rolling probably even closer to mid 2022, all being well. But we're really trying to err on the side of caution, especially since that the world has not fully recovered from what's happened in 2020. So we're still going to err on the side of caution here, and we're going to stick with our target of 2023 in August. Now, property investing is quite a broad area, and therefore it is important that you're able to build up a substantial team that will be able to support you as you go through your journey. There's no point trying to cover all the bases of property investing on your own, because you're not going to be able to do it. It's going to be really specialized areas that do require a professional in order to actually get past or get through step to step when it comes to property investing. So for example, for our particular needs, we're going to want to make sure we have an accountant, and that accountant needs to be a property tax specialist to make sure that we are actually getting the most efficient and paying the most efficient tax when it comes to property investing. Now, I actually have my own end of year accounts for Lubin Media. Now, Lubin Media is not a property investment business. It is more of a general service-based business. So of course, the tax for that type of business is going to be a lot different to a property investment venture business, because when it comes to things like capital gains tax and stamp duty and trying to work out the different directors that are going to make up the limited company that we're going to trade under and how that works in conjunction with any other incomes that you're receiving, it can get quite messy. So it's really important that we have a property specialist tax advisor that will be able to work with us to make sure we're paying the most efficient rate of tax possible. And also really good just for from an experience point of view, that we have someone who either invests in property themselves or work with clients that actually have property portfolios themselves as well. So it's really important that we actually have a property tax specialist as part of our team. Another example would be a mortgage broker. Now, we don't really want to get any mortgage products direct from a bank. So for example, we wouldn't want to just go to Barclays or Halifax and try and get a buy-to-let mortgage there. What we really want to have is a mortgage broker who has access to all potential products on the market and can therefore find a tailored product that will suit our own individual circumstances. So therefore, having a mortgage broker or working with a mortgage broker ahead of time will be really beneficial for us in the long term. Another example would be your tradespeople. So that would be your electricians, your plumbers, your decorators. And of course, these are definitely going to be a fundamental part of your team, especially given our circumstances, because we're going to be looking to do what is known as buy, refurbish, refinance. That basically means you buy or you look for a property that is undervalued on the market. Maybe it just needs modernization. It might need a new kitchen. It might need a new bathroom. It might even need an extension of some sort to try and add value. But the whole purpose of buying under market value is so you can add value to that particular property and then get it refinanced at the new value, in which case then you can actually draw down the difference between the price that you paid for it and the price that it's now actually worth, and you can then take that amount out and literally use those funds that you've actually invested in. You can take them back out and reinvest it into another property venture and do the exact same thing again. It's pretty much a rinse and repeat kind of cycle. You reinvest your funds into other property ventures, and from there you're able to actually build a portfolio a lot quicker than just buying one buy-to-let property and then waiting for it to generate an income before you buy the next. So having tradespeople then within our team is definitely going to be crucial for the productivity of our portfolio and business. So where am I going to actually track and store these potential contacts that I'm going to make? Well, once again, let's jump over to the PC and take a look at my table. Okay, and so what we have here then is a straightforward Word document with 10 rows, because before my target is to reach 10 contacts to build up this team of potential candidates. So as you can see, first and foremost, we have the sector. This is going to let me know if they are in the property management field, whether they are a tax advisor, whether they are a tradesperson, whether a conveyancer. That will all be mentioned within the sector column here. Of course, I'm going to need to have their contact details. I also need to know what their pricing model is, whether it's a one-off pricing fee, a monthly pricing fee, a yearly pricing fee, etc. And at the very end is just going to be where I'm going to have any general comments or any questions that I may pose, as well as any advantages or disadvantages or anything that I really need to look out for. So bringing it back then, how am I going to make sure that this goal is going to be attainable? Well, in 2020, I actually made it my business to join a lot of property groups on Facebook, as well as join some WhatsApp groups as well from friends of friends that I've been able to say, oh, this is a potentially good contact, make a note of their details. So being in the know and being within the group will actually, word of mouth is a really good way to get the best recommendations, more so than just scouring online. Word of mouth advice and word of mouth recommendations tend to be the way to go when it comes to property investing. So is this goal going to be realistic for me? Well, it should be, because what I'm going to try and do is at least get one contact per month, one good contact, and hopefully let that person know that I'm going to be keeping your details on file, and hopefully when we get close to the time, then we can actually draw back to that contact for the information that we require and hopefully form a business partnership on that front. And once again, is this goal going to be a time-bound goal? Yes, it is, because of course, we're trying to get this goal completed by the end of 2021. So my fourth goal for 2021 is to spend at least 3 hours learning about cryptocurrency. Now, I do already have a substantial amount of knowledge on cryptocurrency. In fact, I actually have a portfolio on Coinbase where I have a few coins. So that only makes up a small percentage of my portfolio. So I'm looking to do a lot more research into cryptocurrency, which is why I don't actually do a lot of videos on this channel based on crypto, because I'm still learning the ropes, still learning a lot of the terminology. So I don't feel comfortable, and it wouldn't really be fair on you guys to talk about something that I'm not fully versed in. Now, there are a lot of naysayers when it comes to crypto. I'm not really swayed either way. There's some people that say this is going to be the best thing since sliced bread. Various coins are going to skyrocket to the moon in 2021. And you also have people that say crypto is a no-go. It's going to be a dying breed. Sell out now while you still have the chance. I'm not really swayed in either direction, to be honest. I'm still doing my own research and coming to my own conclusions. And I'm going to hopefully spend a lot more time this year, as I said before, 3 hours per week to make sure that I can actually see where I stand in the cryptocurrency market. Now, if you want to see my current Coinbase portfolio, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. It is a very small portfolio, definitely a beginner's portfolio. There's still a lot more work that needs to be done within that portfolio. But if you are interested in seeing that, be sure to let me know in the comment section. I'll be sure to make a video to showcase that. So linking this back then to the SMART acronym, how am I going to make sure this goal is going to be specific? Well, we know so far I want to spend at least 3 hours per week researching cryptocurrency, whether this be on online videos on YouTube, whether it be through books, whether it be through blogs, whether it be through cryptocurrency groups, whatever it is, I'm looking to spend 3 hours per week researching cryptocurrency. So once again, let me jump over to the PC and we can see how we're going to go ahead and track this information. Okay, so here we are in Excel once again. Now, as you can see, I have a table here with 3 columns in it. The first of which is where I'm going to track all of the weeks. The second one is where I'm going to track the hours per week that I've been able to carry out the research. And the third column is where I'm going to link or reference the resource material in which I was using during that time. So that could be a title of a book, it could be an article, it could be a YouTube video, whatever it is. I will just simply link it here with the corresponding week and the amount of hours. Now at the bottom of the hours column, as you can see, we'll also have a grand total down here. I just thought it'd be interesting just to keep a track of how many hours I do over the entire year. And like everything else, this column will simply sum up as we start to add hours. So let's say in the first week I did 4 hours, in the second week I did 3 hours, in the third week I did 3 hours, and in the fourth week I did 5 hours. As you can see, when we get to the bottom, that will simply just total up. So you can see so far we would have done 15 hours here. So once again, let's head back to the camera and work towards making this a SMART goal. So once again then, is this goal going to be attainable for me? Well, as I said before, since I am not doing any work at my part-time job due to the current circumstances that we are going to be in, that allows me to have a lot more time freed up to allot 3 hours per week towards cryptocurrency. So it's definitely going to be attainable for this year. So another way where this goal can actually be attainable is by me listening to audiobooks or podcasts based on cryptocurrency on my way and from work, because my actual round trip to work is an hour and a half per day. So of course I can say an hour and a half per day, 5 days a week. There's definitely going to be time in there to get a few audiobooks or podcasts in rather than listening to music or the radio. So then, is this goal going to be realistic? Well, based on the free available time that I'm now going to have throughout this year, this goal will definitely be achievable for me. And once again, of course, the goal will be time bound because the deadline for this particular goal is going to be the 31st of December. Yes, you guessed it, 2021. So my fifth goal then is to upload at least 2 videos per week to this channel. Now, for those of you that came from my old channel, my technology channel, you'll know just how poor my uploading schedule was. There'll be times when I upload 4 videos a week, there'll be times when I upload 2 videos a month. It was an absolute disgrace, and to be honest, I'm actually disgusted in myself with how I actually ran that channel because it was just so poor. In fact, you know, the YouTube algorithm will probably be laughing at that channel now, thinking, well, this guy doesn't even know where his left hand is from his right hand. Why even are we going to bother to promote his videos? And to be honest, I can see why a lot of people think that. The channel was just really, really poorly run, and that is a bad error on my part, which is why I've actually spent a lot of time trying to figure out the direction of where I want to take this specific channel. I've actually got a channel manager to ensure that, you know, they give me feedback on what I can improve on, and of course come up with this really good schedule that we've got in place now for the channel. Now, as you know, we currently upload videos to this channel every Friday. I'm kind of deciding now whether I want to have another upload on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. I'm looking towards the Tuesday mainly because it's kind of like midweek on the one side and midweek on the other. But if you think Wednesday will be a better day, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. But at the moment, we're currently looking to bank on the Tuesday as a bi-weekly upload. Now, the aim is to definitely try and grow this channel, and hopefully with the regular uploading schedule and the bi-weekly videos, that will assist the channel in its growth. And also, I really want to have these videos here because for some reason in the UK, talking about finances or personal finance or investing still tends to be a fairly taboo subject. People don't really like talking about money over here in the UK, whereas in the US, they're a lot more open to talking about personal finance and investing in money. But for some reason here in the UK, we tend to be quite closed off on the subject of money. So hopefully channels like this can definitely help people be more open with their finances and how they plan to, you know, get to the stage of just being able to say they're financially free, financially independent, without it sounding almost like a really taboo and kind of closed off subject. So bringing this goal back to the SMART acronym, how am I going to make sure this goal is going to be specific? Well, of course, as before, we're looking to aim to upload 2 videos per week. So therefore, we've got the specific number that you want to work towards, 2 videos per week. So how am I going to make sure this is going to be measurable? So I do have a similar spreadsheet based on the channel's progression, but I'm not actually going to showcase that here because it's got a lot of private information from the channel manager, as well as my own private information based on my video ideas. So I'm not going to showcase that here on video, but rest assured there's going to be a lot of tracking taking place week on week on the channel's progression based on how we're going to get close to that goal of achieving 2 videos per week on this channel. So how then is this goal going to be attainable for me? Well, I actually spend a lot more time on the planning and preparation side of things than I do on the editing and content creation, mainly because I do a lot of video editing myself, of course, being a videographer. So I can actually breeze through quite a lot of edits fairly quick. 3, 4, 5 edits per week isn't really an issue for me. Whereas actually I'm trying to figure out a way to make my planning side of things a lot more efficient, to make sure I can actually make this goal a lot more attainable. So then, is this goal going to be realistic for me? Well, based on what I said at the attainable category, it definitely should be based on the amount of time that I'm going to have to work on these videos as the year progresses. So is this goal then going to be time bound? Well, yes, it will be. It's going to be time bound with a twist. I actually want to hit this goal by March 2021. So not December, March 2021, I want to be uploading 2 videos per week to this channel. So you heard it first, you heard it from me. By March 2021, this channel needs to be uploading 2 videos per week. So now guys, that has been my top 5 goals for 2021, but hold on, we are not done yet, because I've also got 2 bonus goals that I want to share. Now, of course, these goals do need some refining, but I want to put them in this video so these goals are definitely on the books and in progress. So the first bonus goal is to upload a lot more content to Instagram, because I am terrible when it comes to keeping up and regularly posting on social media. In fact, I should probably invest in a social media marketing manager just to create and upload content to my Instagram page. But all jokes aside, I really want to start to add a lot more content to Instagram that is related to this channel. However, though, here's the catch though. My current Instagram page that is linked to this particular channel is more geared towards my videography business, more so than it is geared towards personal finance and investing. I'm actually deciding whether to create a separate Instagram page that is still called Adam Lubin Media, but focuses more on the personal finance and investing and financial freedom. I think that'll probably be a better avenue to take. But let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see a designated Instagram page specifically for this channel, not just simply share my current Instagram page. Let me know and I'll make sure I get that in the works. So my second goal then is to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Now, for those that don't know, YouTube has 2 primary credentials when you want to monetize a channel. The first of which is to get 1,000 subscribers, but of course I want to try and push myself to at least get 2,000 by the end of the year. And the second credential is to get or reach 4,000 watch hours concurrently within 12 months. So I'm hoping the work that I'm going to be carrying out within my 5th goal, by trying to create a lot of consistent and relatable content, I'm hoping that will actually drip feed into this specific bonus goal in trying to grow the channel, and therefore then meet those 2 criteria, which is of course to achieve the 1,000 subscribers, or in my case, I actually want to achieve 2,000 subscribers, and of course hit that target of 4,000 watch hours. So be sure, if you want to see me hit that milestone, be sure to like the video, be sure to share it with your friends and get as many eyeballs on this channel as possible to make sure that we can hit that goal. I'd be really appreciative if by the end of the year I'm actually able to monetize this channel, because it actually form as another passive income for my portfolio. So anyway guys, that has been the video, albeit a lot later than it should have been, but nonetheless here it is, and I hope you enjoyed it. So if you did enjoy it, you know what to do, give me a big like down below and let me know in the comment section if you think that these goals are going to be achievable and realistic based on the metrics that I've mentioned in this video. I'd also like to hear what goals you have planned for the end of 2021 and how you plan to achieve them. So if you're interested in personal finance or investing, or watching my journey to financial freedom and wealth building, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you know we actually upload videos to this channel. Anyway guys, it's been Adam here. Thank you for watching. Take care, and of course I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.